think we had this idea actually around like 2011 of Bali MMA. And then we started talking to the right people, one of our partners, Steve, and he had the same idea as us, pretty much. And then me, Donnie, and Andrew were all in Thailand one day, and we've been talking to Steve for a while, and he was basically like, let's do this.
Donnie, Anthony, and myself, we go way back. Anthony is my brother since I was born. We've been wrestling together since 3 and 5 years old. We started jiu-jitsu in 2005. Anthony eventually turned pro before me, and I had to finish school. And Anthony moved to Hawaii to train with BJ Penn. And then in 2008, him and Donnie met up. They met up on the same team in Team Bomb Squad in upstate New York. They were training partners with current UFC champion Aljamain Sterling, John Jones, Brian Kelleher. It was really the best team on the East Coast for many years. And then in 2013, we all rendezvoused together in Phuket, and we joined the same team. And in 2014, we were met with our local partner, Steven, and we all had the same goal of coming over to Indonesia and uplifting the martial arts and fitness world, and hopefully, eventually creating Indonesia's first world champion.
Andrew, Anthony, and myself, we're all living in Phuket, Thailand, and training at and working at Phuket Top Team. And actually, Victor Kui, who used to be the CEO of One Championship, sent an email to Andrew and said, hey, look, I know this guy in Jakarta has a gym, and he's interested to bring jiu-jitsu and a higher level of MMA to Indonesia. And so that was kind of how the conversation started. Andrew went out to Indonesia to visit Steve Suryadinata, who is the 4th founder of our gym. And at the time, Steve was trying to get somebody to come to Jakarta and teach at his gym, Jakarta Muay Thai and MMA in Senopati in Jakarta. And being that we were all kind of really enjoying our lives in Phuket and kind of that tropical environment, nobody was like super eager to give that up to go live in Jakarta. But it started a conversation about doing a destination gym similar to like a Phuket Top Team, a Tiger Muay Thai, along those same lines in Bali. And so that's how Bali MMA really started, and that was like the true inception was that meeting between Andrew and Steve, where Andrew said, like, it would be cool, a destination gym in Bali, and Steve said, yes, I also think that would be cool, and then the ball started rolling from there.
Right off the bat, we really made an impact in the MMA scene right away. Like as soon as we opened up a year or two later, One Championship named us top 5 MMA gyms in Asia, which was pretty huge, coming from like big names like Tiger Muay Thai or some even Korean teams, some Japanese teams. So when we got that news, we were like, wow, we're doing something right here.
We have many great talents coming up through the ranks here at Bali MMA, coming from all different martial arts backgrounds. Some come from Wushu, which is kickboxing with takedowns. Some coming from Muay Thai, some coming from Jiu-Jitsu or strictly wrestling, and coming to Bali MMA as maybe a national or regional champion in one of those disciplines and looking to make their move on the MMA scene.
Steffer, who's an older veteran, he's had many fights. All the guys, young guys, are looking up to him, man. He's on the last couple years of his fighting career. And I'm looking for Steffer to do some big things. I'm looking for Steffer to accumulate some belts here in the next 2 or 3 years. He's got probably about 4 years left. I know Steffer's got it in him to win a world championship. He has had to deal with some injuries, with ACL injuries and stuff, but now he's fully healthy. So as soon as these kind of borders open and we're able to fight, I'm looking for Steffer to take charge in there and really go on a run and win a belt.
Steffer's captain Indonesia. He's kind of the official but unofficial captain of our Indonesian fight team. I would say the next notch below Steffer would be Tariq. He came to us as kind of a beginner, only a couple MMA fights, and over the years has kind of developed into a role where he's kind of a coach for us. We lean on him a lot as a striking coach, especially as that link from us to the local boys. I find they take direction a little easier when it's in their native language, in Bahasa, so that really helps that I can communicate with Tariq, and then he can communicate what I want with the fighters. And when you're talking like real time, like fight speed, they're in there. They don't have time to translate what I'm saying from English to Indonesian and then try to make that happen in the fight. So we're just taking that one link out of the chain, where Steffer is kind of the lead in the grappling and jiu-jitsu area, and then Tariq is the lead in the striking area, and they've both really kind of embraced those roles and are excelling right now in leadership roles on the team.
For the newer guys, I mean, there's so many, and it would be wrong of me to just pick one or two, but like I'm looking at a wrestler like P2, who's the national wrestling champion, who's just a stud. And anything you give him, he absorbs it like a sponge, and then he shows it to you on the mats right after. I mean, he had no boxing or kickboxing coming in here. Now he's super dangerous. He had no jiu-jitsu coming in here, and he's a blue belt, but he's a purple or brown belt level of some things, and you see him do stuff where it's like, wow, this guy's really good. And obviously his wrestling is out of control. And then you have guys like Franz, Aditya.
Aditya is a guy who shows up every day, never misses practice, never complains, always works his butt off. So for him, like for me, he's a coach's dream, because I never have to like push him or motivate him. With Aditya, really sometimes you just have to pull him back a little bit and tell him like, oh, you know, take the day off today, you've been working really hard. Whereas some other guys, you have to really motivate him and push him to be accountable. Aditya's not like that. And he's a quiet leader, you know, he leads by example. He's not super talkative in the training with the guys, but, you know, just puts his nose down and grinds every day. So he's a guy that our young guys can look to and say like, you know, I want to be like him, and they can just kind of follow his lead every day.
We're proud to create a home for these Indonesian fighters to rub shoulders with world-class international competitors, and you're really seeing it uplift the Indonesian mixed martial arts scene, in my opinion.
It's exciting. I mean, we've been doing this for 7 years, and I know it's a very cliche thing to say, but I really feel like we're just getting started. I've never felt more excited about this project than now.
For me, the gym is my home, and it's important that it feels like that to everybody. I spend the vast majority of my time here, and I am, you know, an expat here. I'm a guest here in Indonesia, so for me, I really want to have a home away from home, and it's important that the gym has that kind of, that vibe and that feeling among not only myself and the other staff, but also the fighters and the members, our clients. You know, I think that's something that we really strive for. I don't have like a secret recipe for how to do it. I think it just kind of starts at the top and trickles down, but it's just something that is super important for me, and that everybody that trains here can come in here and feel good when they're here, and feel supported, and feel comfortable, and just feel like whatever their goals are, whether you're here to win a world title or, you know, to lose a couple kilos and fit into, you know, a smaller pair of pants. Like, we're here to help you do that, to help you achieve those goals. And the best feeling for me is that myself and Anthony and Andrew, and that we've kind of created a place that people feel at home, even though they're not home, right? People come here, they feel home, they feel comfortable here, they feel like they're with family, and they feel like they can accomplish anything that they really want to put their mind to and work hard at, and we can help them along the way.
Our dream for Bali MMA was to clearly grow the talent here, grow Bali MMA into what it is now, and share these experiences with people outside of Bali. Share these experiences with everybody across the world. Whoever wants to come and even come here for a month and live like we do, or live like these fighters do, and train and surf and live the lifestyle. That was our dream. And 7 years later, it's going better than we thought it could have went. And obviously with COVID, that put a little impact on travel, but we've been grinding here for the last 2 years. So when the world is ready to open, we are very ready to have you guys here.